This is a video about Freud's view on the conscious, unconscious, and preconscious mind. Sigmund Freud was an Austrian neurologist and the father of psychoanalysis. Psychoanalysis is a clinical method or therapy for the treatment of mental disorders or emotional problems through dialogue, where the patient is able to discover, uncover, and deal with memories and feelings from the unconscious mind. The conscious mind includes everything that we are aware of at a given time. This is the aspect of our mental processing that we can think and talk about rationally. This includes sensations, perceptions, memories, feelings, and fantasies that we are currently thinking of. For example, when you are conversing with someone, you are thinking about what is being said and what you are going to say. The preconscious mind is the part of the mind that represents ordinary memory. While we are not consciously aware of this information at any given time, we can retrieve it and pull it into consciousness when needed. An example would be doing a maths problem. You have the idea of how to do long division in your preconscious mind, and when presented with questions, you pull that idea into your conscious mind and apply it. Another example would be remembering someone's phone number when you need it. The unconscious mind is a reservoir of feelings, thoughts, urges, and memories that are outside of our consciousness. Most of the contents of the unconscious mind are unacceptable or unpleasant, such as feelings of pain, anxiety, or conflict. According to Freud, the unconscious continues to influence our behavior and experience, even though we are unaware of these underlying influences, and therefore is the most vital of the three minds. Freud said the concepts that are hidden from our awareness have the most influence over our personalities and behavior. Freud also said that a lot of our feelings, desires, and emotions are being kept away from our consciousness simply because they were too threatening. The unconscious mind holds our biologically based instincts such as our sexual desires and aggressive urges. Freud said that these desires do not reach our conscious as they are not accepted by our conscious selves as they are irrational. Freud used these ideas to help his patients through psychoanalysis, where he treats his patients through special techniques such as dream analysis, with the analysis inferring and interpreting their thoughts and relating them to the patient's conditions. This is because Freud believed that the unconscious mind can be tapped through these techniques, and Freud can find out why the patients had the symptoms they presented. These three minds are often compared to an iceberg. The conscious mind is at the top of an iceberg that is out of the water and visible. The preconscious mind is the part of the iceberg that is underwater but is still visible from the surface. And finally, the unconscious mind is the rest of the iceberg, submerged into the depths of the ocean, unable to be seen from above the water. The conscious and preconscious mind are small and insignificant compared to the larger unconscious mind.
Despite Freud's major contributions to psychoanalysis, many psychoanalysts have rejected Freud's structure of the mind. This is mainly due to the lack of empirical evidence supporting his ideas. One of the critiques of his tripartite structure of the mind was of his ideas of the unconscious mind. Carl Jung, a former student of Freud, believed that there was a personal part of the unconscious mind, called the collective unconscious. Jung believed that the unconsciousness was not purely biological. Instead, it was a depository of ancient wisdom. He also introduced the term persona, which is the aspect of someone's character which is perceived by others, and rejected Freud's distinction between the ego and superego. The major problem with Freud's tripartite theory is that his claim that the unconsciousness is the most important part of the human mind. Another problem with his theory is the emphasis he placed on instincts of the unconscious mind. His theory is viewed as being obsessive, with the sexual drive being the primary basis of human behavior. Freud's view as humans being just another animal species governed by unconscious drives and instincts has been found to be inadequate. Many view his ideas as simplistic. Another critique of his tripartite theory of the mind is that Freud doesn't acknowledge the spiritual component of human life. Freud's unconscious mind is limited to primitive instincts, and his conscious mind is reduced to socially imposed restrictions. His view is a pessimistic view of humankind. Thus, Erich Fromm noted that the conscious and unconscious mind need not to be viewed as opposing forces, but as interconnected ones, depending on the fulfillment of the needs of others. Nevertheless, despite the criticism, Freud's ideas that the mind is not homogeneous or all the same has led to major developments in psychology and continues to have impact on our understanding of human nature to this day.